رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين اللهم صل وسلم على عبدك ورسولك محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن دعا بدعوته واستنى بسنته إلى يوم الدين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Amma ba'd. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. And surely the best reward in the hereafter is for those who have piety, those who have God consciousness. And surely there is no animosity except for the oppressor. And I bear witness that Allah is one and has no partners, and that Muhammad, the son of Abdullah, is his servant and his last messenger, and may Allah always and constantly send peace and blessings to Muhammad, to his family, to his companions, to all those who call to his way, establish his sunnah to the day of judgment. As to what follows, I begin by cautioning myself and you to have taqwa, to hear the words of Allah Azza wa Jal, and to obey. And Allah Azza wa Jal, revealing to the believers 1400 years ago in the most classical of the Arabic language, revealed information that was not only relevant to them in those times, but would continue to be relevant to believers and humanity to the day of judgment. And Allah Azza wa Jal, in speaking about certain qualities, had levels. As we have heard mentioned in the Quran, La udwana illa ala dhalimin, there is no animosity except for the oppressor, al-dhulm, the one who exceeds the limits in oppression of other individuals. Another form of the word is when one becomes the most oppressive. Who is the most oppressive? Adlam. There is dhulm and there is adlam. And in Surah Al-Ankabut, the chapter of the spider, verse 68, Allah Azza wa Jal has revealed, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ افْتَرَى عَلَى اللَّهِ كَذِبًا أَوْ كَذَّبَ بِالْحَقِّ لَمَّا جَاءَهُ أَلَيْسَ فِي جَهَنَّمَ مَثْوًى لِلْكَافِرِينَ. Allah has revealed, and who is more unjust? In other words, the most unjust, the most oppressive person is the one who invents a lie against Allah, or gives the lie, or belies, or does not agree with the truth when it has come to him. Will not hell be the home for those who disbelieve? And so in this verse is a great warning for the relationship of human beings to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That there are certain terminologies, there are certain forms of language which are sacred. The book of Allah Azza wa Jal is the last sacred revelation directly given to humanity. And so it was through words, through sound, organized sound, that came into the chest of the Prophet ﷺ from above seven heavens, that we have the guidance for all of humanity to the day of resurrection. Humanity, however, in its struggle to become godlike, has focused also on sound, on words. And in the latest era of humanity, we have now entered the area of pictures to control sight and sound and color, and to be able to make what is real seem false, and what is false appear to be real. And this has spread so much amongst this generation that book reading has gone down and viewing, watching a television, watching a hand instrument has risen. And so the electronic world, the false world, has now become the teacher for much of humanity. If they want to know what is happening in one part of the world, instead of trying to find out what human beings directly say or going to the place, they will turn on the electronic media. And so humanity has become, in a sense, entrapped within a false world. And this is right in line with Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and what he spoke about in the early days. The Prophet ﷺ did not speak from himself. He spoke from above 7 heavens. And there were some words that would come through his mouth that he, as a man living in the Arabian Peninsula 1400 years ago, did not have full comprehension about what it was that was coming through him. But he delivered it because he was a Rasul. He was a messenger, delivering a risala, giving a message. Imam as-Suyuti rahimahullah, one of the great imams in Islamic history, in his book Al-Jami' as-Saghir, an authentic hadith, brings us a very interesting illustration of the end of time. And when we look at this gem of wisdom that Imam as-Suyuti was able to pull out of the so many sayings of the Prophet ﷺ, it is amazing how fitting it is for the time we live in today. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anh reports that the Prophet ﷺ had said, يَكُونُ فِي آخِرِ الزَّمَانِ دَجَّالُونَ كَذَّابُونَ يَأْتُونَكُمْ فِي الْأَحَادِيثِ بِمَا لَمْ تَسْمَعُوا أَنْتُمْ وَلَا آبَاؤُكُمْ فَإِيَّاكُمْ وَإِيَّاهُمْ لَا يُضِلُّونَكُمْ وَلَا يُفْتِنُونَكُمْ. The Prophet ﷺ said, there will come in the end of time great liars, antichrists, and they will come to you with a type of speech that neither you nor your parents have ever heard of before. Beware of them. Beware that they take you astray. Beware that they put you into a fitna. And a fitna is a trial, a tribulation, a punishment, a confusion, a gray area. And Saddaqa Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, it has come to pass very clearly in the past few decades with the new electronic media, the digital technology, the ability of human beings to be able to create a false society and to influence people's thinking behind the false society. These are spin masters who are very similar to the Sahara, the magicians in the time of Pharaoh, in the time of Musa alayhi salam. The Sahara could take a stick or take a rope and throw it down, and they would make it appear like a snake. They would make an illusion. It wasn't a snake, but they had the ability to create the illusion so the people who were around that stick would think it is a snake. Similarly, with this technology, a false world is created which goes right in line with the geopolitical situation that we see unfolding in front of our eyes. Recently, the Golden Globe Awards, which is one of the prestigious awards for films coming out of Hollywood and the major film industrial centers. The recent winners of the Golden Globe Award, the 2 major films and the major television program, every one of them are Islamophobic. Every one of them are anti-Islam, painting a false picture, which even their own people do not agree with. But it is pushed out in such a way, and it is given a type of support, that it becomes, for many people, especially the younger generation, it becomes a reality. And it is so interesting that Imam Suyuti brings in this hadith, when he speaks about the people who have this ability, he calls them Dajjalun. Dajjalun. This is from the same root as Dajjal, the Antichrist. And so the Dajjalun are those forerunners of the Antichrist, who set the ground for the Dajjal, wal-iyadu billah, who is considered to be the greatest fitna that ever will strike humanity from the beginning of time until the end. And so a false picture about Islam, till the word Islam is used in a negative way. And even some of our own news agencies, if they use the word Islamic with anything, then now it is supposed to mean violent or evil or negative. This is a complete lie and a complete distortion of the reality. And we have been quiet for a long time. And we need to make it known to people what Islam really is. Because if they do not know what Islam is, then the false picture will be painted in front of their eyes, and they will believe that when you say an Islamic group, you mean a violent group. If you say an Islamic government, you mean a violent government. If you say an Islamic charity, they get confused. How could you put the two words together? But coming out of the false world into the real world, that is what our message is, and that is we first need to understand ourselves. Because sometimes we get confused because so much propaganda and lies coming to us. The Prophet ﷺ, after 13 years being in Mecca, suffering, his people in exile, his followers killed, tortured, driven out of their homes, they did not fight back only because they believed in Allah. Only because they wanted to make equality between black and white, Arab and non-Arab. Because they wanted to protect women, and especially young girls, from abuse. After this long period of suffering, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directed him to go north to a city called Yathrib. In Yathrib, he found a people who were steeped in ignorance and division. It was a society based on tribalism, a society based on the strong over the weak, a society where different religions could not tolerate each other. And he came into this land, and when Islam entered into the city with the last Prophet ﷺ, the name of the city changed from Yathrib to Al-Madinatul Munawwara, the lighted city. And that light was not the light of kahraba, it was not electric light, it was not fluorescent light, but it was the light of faith, the light of good deeds, the light of character, the light of a higher society. So when Yathrib turned from a normal Arabian society to an Islamic society, what is it that happened? Did people's heads chop? Did their hands chop? Were women abused? Were the innocent driven out of their homes? No. It is the exact opposite. The Prophet ﷺ made it very clear from the beginning what the position of Islam was, and he began a campaign to change the society into an Islamic one. It is reported that a man came to the Prophet ﷺ and asked him which merit, which quality is superior in Islam. What is the superior thing to do in Islam? The Prophet ﷺ answered that you provide food and extend greetings to whom you know and whom you don't know. The most superior thing you can do is feed people and give salams, afshu salam. Give salams between yourself. Spread peace. Abdullah ibn Salam said, when the Prophet ﷺ arrived in Medina, I went to see him, and I immediately recognized through his features he could never be a liar. Immediately. This man, this Jewish man, looked at the Prophet ﷺ and said he could not be a liar. I could see it in his features. The first things he said were, extend peace greetings among yourselves, provide food to the needy, maintain close relations, observe prayer at night while asleep, then you will peacefully enter paradise. This is the transition into an Islamic society. The Prophet ﷺ was also reported to have said, talking to Muslims, what is a Muslim? What does it mean? What are the qualities of a Muslim? Al-Muslimu man salim al-Muslimuna min lisanihi wa yadi. The Muslim is the one from whose tongue and hands other Muslims are safe. That is a Muslim. You're safe from his hands. He's not going to steal from you. He's not going to oppress you. He's not going to drive you out. That's the opposite of what the Dajjalun are saying. It's the complete opposite. The Prophet ﷺ also made it clear and told the believers, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحب لنفسه. None of you will truly believe until he wants and loves for his brother what he wants for himself. Selflessness. He also made it clear, alayhi salatu wasalam, he will not enter paradise, the person whose neighbor is not secure from his wrongful conduct. If your neighbor is not secure from your bad deeds, you're not going to go to paradise. This is Islam. This is the reality of the Prophet ﷺ. And then he even said, imatatul adha an at-tariq sadaqah. He said to remove something harmful from the road is charity. So he's teaching citizenship. Do good in the society as a citizen. It's a form of sadaqah. You see glass on the road. You see something harmful, then remove it, because it may harm other people who are coming. That is the essence of Islamic society. He also said, Irham man fil ardi yarhamuka man fis sama. He said, if you show mercy to the people on earth, Allah will have mercy on you in heaven. But the Dajjalun are the forerunners of the Dajjal. Wal iyadu billah. This is the period that we are entering into. It is a period of deceit, a period of deception. And the Prophet ﷺ gave us special information. We should be aware of this information, because sometimes Muslims get depressed and they think if they don't practice Islam, maybe everything will be okay. If I don't say to people my name is Muhammad, I'll tell them my name is Mo, maybe I will be okay. I'm not Ali, my name is Al. Maybe things will be okay if I'm not making my salat. This is a fool's paradise. The Prophet ﷺ reported to have said, shall I tell you something about Dajjal, the Antichrist, which no prophet has ever told his people before me? The Dajjal is one-eyed and will bring with him something which will resemble paradise and hell. But that which he calls paradise will in fact be hell. I warn you against him, as Nuh alayhi salam warned his people. Hudhayfa ibn al-Yaman radiallahu anh, the great keeper of secrets. He was the one who kept the secrets of the Prophet ﷺ. He is reported to have said, the Prophet ﷺ said, I know more about the powers of which the Dajjal will have than he will know himself. He will have two flowing rivers. One will appear to be pure water. The other will appear to be flaming water. Whosoever lives to see that, let him choose the river which seems to be fire. Then let him close his eyes, lower his head, and drink from it. For it will be cold water. So what appears to be hellish, difficult to be a Muslim, difficult to make 5 salat, difficult to tell the truth, difficult not to drink alcohol and to commit adultery, difficult to speak the truth about realities around us. It seems like a very hard thing to do, like hellfire sometimes. The other way seems easy. You lie, you drink, you fornicate, and they like you. Mo, you're a good man. You drink with me. You eat pork with me. You do what other people do. When in Rome, do like the Romans do. But the Prophet ﷺ said very clearly, if you see the two rivers, one which appears difficult, hellish, and the other appears to be beautiful, nice river. It's nice. Let's do it. It's the society. Turn to the hellish one. Close your eyes. Lower your head and drink. How can we drink? What is it that we can do in these times to turn the tide around? What did the Prophet ﷺ do? When he came to Medina, that is the way. Because when the companions of the Prophet ﷺ found themselves in difficulty, they turned to him. They followed his lifestyle. And when he entered Medina, he did 3 activities to bring his foundation, make it strong. 3 activities. And so we need to bow our heads and drink. Get involved in these 3 activities. Support these 3 activities as a community. Number 1, strengthen the relationship between the believers and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is to make the Islamic centers and masjids active. Make them all-purpose Islamic centers. And support the activities. If there are classes going on here, come to learn about Islam. If there are youth programs that are happening, support the youth. If there are programs going on to do something, to build and strengthen the Islamic centers wherever they are, get involved somehow. Number 2, strengthen the relationship of Muslims one to another. We all have to ask ourselves, what have we done in the past week for another Muslim? What have we done? And not just somebody in your family. Did we give some charity or help? Did we even give a person a ride home? Did we even smile at somebody? What can we do for another Muslim? We have to now increase this. Increase our support of each other, that the weakest amongst us can be supported by the strongest. The 3rd activity is to strengthen the relationship between the believers and people of other faiths. That means that our masajid, our lives, cannot be hidden. It has to be transparent. It has to be open. Activities go out to the community. We need to find activities in society where we can make a difference in this society itself. Then when the Dajjaloon say something is Islamic, meaning it is violent or terrible or ignorant, the people will say, no, that's not true. I know these people. I see what they do in society. I know what they're doing inside of their masjid. You lie. And you are of the Dajjalun. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a great opportunity, especially here in the Western lands, when we are not under the gun. Allah has given us an opportunity to do something for Islam before it is too late for us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us this strength right now to make a great change. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala empower the younger generation to be protected from the evil of this fitna. May Allah Azza wa Jal protect us all from the fitna of Masihi Dajjal and the fitna of any of those Dajjalun, Kadhabun. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب استغفروا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله الواحد الأحد الفرد الصمد الذي لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد وأصلي وأسلم على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وبعد فيا عباد الله اتقوا الله حيثما كنتم ويقول صلى الله عليه وسلم إن لكل أمة فتنة وفتنة أمتي المال. Every nation has a trial and test. The trial and test of this nation is wealth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has informed us مخبرا وآمرا إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم على عبدك ورسولك محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وارض الله عن الخلفاء الراشدين أبو بكر عمر عثمان وعلي وعنا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداء الدين وانصر عبادك يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر المجاهدين في كل مكان يا أرحم الراحمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. اللهم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا إلا قضيتها يا أرحم الراحمين. عباد الله يرحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أقم الصلاة.
Mm-hmm.